Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. And I want to say Shalom to Yaakov Nakwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you with a little short one, and it's something that I've had in my Instagram saved. All right, it's a reel, and I don't know what I'm going to title this one, but hell yeah, I was going to try to come up with something, but yeah, I don't know what I'm going to necessarily title this one yet. Something about, the good days for you women here in Babylon are shortly running out. All right. And, that pussy pass is going to be quick to be denied. All right. With the quickness. So this is a video titled, "You Finally Found a Page Dedicated to Tussle Movement." But you can go ahead and watch it. These, look, you ladies out there, a lot of these men out here ain't handling it. That disrespect no more, okay? They say you see a lot of people saying equal rights, equal lefts, right? Or equal rights, equal fights, right? You'll hear a lot of people saying these things. You women hitting these men and talking down to these men, and you ain't gonna do shit, you a bitch, and all these. I mean, there was a couple months ago where I saw this lady that thought, oh, she was just a little girl, she could do whatever she wanted, right? Grown ass lady, going and intimidating and antagonizing gang members that I guess her ex-boyfriend was a part of, and they end up driving by her and shooting the shit out of her. All right, I don't know if it hit her, but they lit that car up. Let me tell you, man, lit that car up. I think I did a lesson on it, actually, as a matter of fact. But there's a bunch, man. There's a bunch, and expect more of that coming soon. Because you women, you've gotten completely out of order, and you think you've gained some type of immortality because of being a woman. A woman means you can't be shot. A woman means you can't be touched. A woman means you can't, have no hands laid on you. You can't be pushed. You can't even be, spoken to in a firm voice. None of those things, right? But no, man, that ain't it. All right, and you're approaching the times where we're gonna see all those pussy privileges are gonna go right out the window, and you can catch some paws on those jaws. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. All right, and I'm not saying us that are in this truth are gonna do anything. We don't meddle in in worldly affairs. Okay, we mostly stay our asses home. All right, and don't put ourselves in anywhere where LaQuisha or Maria, all right, might get into a situation where she's trying to slap us or call us names or anything like that. We get into one of those, we're just going to leave, all right? We're just going to straight up leave, all right? Now, if someone starts wailing on us, well, we do have the right to defend ourselves, but that's really going to be a per brother basis. I wouldn't personally go out and try to, if a woman was hitting me, I'm going to give her more benefit of a doubt than a man, all right? But if she's hitting me like a man, I don't know. When you start getting hit, that your brain fight or flight just kind of take over. All right, and if someone's wailing on you, you got some big ass, LaQuisha's out there. All right, 300, 400, 500 pounds, and one of those hammers comes down on you. Your wrist might have no other choice but to flip out from you without you even. It's just muscle memory at that point. So that's just one of those things. I don't like it hitting nobody. All right, I'm a peaceful individual. I like staying home, making my lessons. All right, preaching the gospel of the Lord in my spare time. Watching TV and playing video games. I'm not a squabbler. I'm not a scrapper. Never have been. Not me. Some brothers are. All right, and but no, man. If I had to defend myself, I will do it. But I don't, get off on the thought of laying some paws on somebody's jaws, right, or getting in a scrap. Not me. All right, some people look forward to it, not necessarily me. It's more of a disgrievance to me. Oh, shit, here we go. All right, but let's go ahead and play this video. This is just a little short one. I think I only got like 2-3 scriptures, and we're close out, right? So I just wanted to basically utilize this lesson to show you this video and talk a little bit about it. So here you go.
Get out my face.
Who are you talking to? Who you talking to? You don't know me, bitch.
Did you just hit me?
I will punch you in your fucking mouth. Keep talking. Learn your fucking place.
And you not...
Punch you right in your fucking mouth.
Outside.
And you not gonna say nothing, Aaliyah?
Yeah, I think Aaliyah didn't want to, she didn't want to say shit because it wasn't going to prove shit at all. Because if she did, the only thing they're going to end up was she would get the same result. So I think you should have just did what Aaliyah done the whole time and just kept quiet. Because I ain't gonna lie, he rock your shit. Shit, I shut the fuck up when he did that shit.
Yeah, you should have followed Aaliyah in the first place, man. And I hate that shit. So you ain't gonna say nothing to Aaliyah? What the fuck you want her to say? You want her to get punched too, so you can both walk away punched? And the funny thing is, you see her mouth just
You
gaping open.
Get out my face.
Fuck you talking to?
And that shit, that wasn't no female. That wasn't no female flavored hit. That was a male coded punch. Bop! Right in her shit.
Who you talking to? You don't know me, bitch.
Did you just hit me?
I will punch.
Hey, did you just hit me? In complete disbelief because she was unaware, all right, that for the past few years, these pussy passes have been expiring. And she hadn't checked her ID, all right? And it said pussy pass expired, June of so-and-so. And it's been expired, all right? The Lord, making good work on taking those away, all right? If you don't know what a pussy pass or pussy privilege is, that means, just because you got a box between those two thighs, that you are automatically free of all consequence, okay? You can say what you want and you shouldn't get hit. Maybe other women might, but half of the time women won't because they're not as violent as men, right? So more than likely you can talk all the shit you want without getting hit. Well, those cards are expiring. The Lord's making sure quick work of it, okay? So now when you go to say some shit, what? What? I got hit? I've never been hit. And I like when he said, learn your place, all right? Because you women need to learn your place. You don't need to be arguing and being brutish and what looks like a gas station with some man. Just shut the fuck up and move about your business. All right, the other thing is, what's up with Jake hanging? I don't know how they were hanging around, but I've just seen, it's been forever. But Jake, stop hanging out at a goddamn gas station. Okay, a gas station ain't a hangout place. All right, it's really only for gas. It's damn near barely even for fucking snacks. All right, well, they got snacks there. Yeah, but it's barely for that. I mean, you can get some M&Ms and some Poison, some Red 40, all right, and a beer. I mean, I could see if you run, get some gas. You run in and get you a brew. All right, you run on out. All right, but there ain't too much, that you really even should be eating there. I got chocolates, and I mean, you might be able to get a pack of, Planters peanuts and a Budweiser. All right, that's about the best thing you get there, and that's fucking horrible. All right, that's horrible. But they make better beer than Budweiser, but they don't have all the decent beers in the gas station. You get Budweiser, Bud Light, Milwaukee, Coors is pretty good. No, I don't even think they had Pabst there, and Pabst is pretty good. I like it, but back when I used to drink. But yeah, man. So anyway, let's continue with it.
In your fucking mouth. Keep talking. Learn your fucking place.
I love.
Punch you right in your fucking mouth. Learn.
I just love this, man. Her face is just. She's just like a fish gulping for water. Her mouth is just.
Place.
Look at that. She can't even close her mouth. She's shocked. She's shook to the core. All right. So let's read some of these comments. It said, Aaliyah said, ain't no reason for both of our mouths to be hurt. If I told you to shut up, is it wise for you to keep talking? I like this one. It says, see how feminine she got instantly after that smack? She didn't buck up again. All right. What else? We already lost one, Aaliyah. No reason to lose two. Aaliyah ain't say shit because she's very smart. Be like Aaliyah. So she wants Aaliyah to get smacked too? Exactly. Aaliyah ain't trying to rock the boat. Exactly. And I like this one too. He said, these masculine women gonna learn the hard way. And it's damn right, man. And I'm gonna like this one too. It says, notice how the attitude disappeared after she realized he wasn't gonna tolerate it. She stopped. She didn't say bitch or call him anything again. She went to Aaliyah. So you're not gonna say nothing? Because she wasn't gonna say nothing. Not again. She already said something once. It says, how is she masculine for standing up to herself? And then I'm gonna like this. He says, shh, know your place. Damn, there you go. It says, nah, they never learn because that takes accountability, and I learned that today on Instagram today. Yeah, women, females, especially the so-called black female and the Latina female, do not like accountability at all. This guy says, no, hitting women is a feminine behavioral trait. If I could do this to you and you would have done the exactly what she did, nothing won't try that with a man or in front of a man like me. And I'm glad someone, shut your bitch ass up, Jamie Woo. Won't try nothing with a man like you. Let's see your ass, man. You look like a fucking bitch. Look at you over here. You don't look like shit, all right? Go back and run the fucking bodega, all right? And shut your fucking bitch ass up. All right, anyway. This is, let's get it. This is Isaiah 32:9 down through 20. And this is for you women, all right? You want to keep at it? Hey, go right ahead, all right? But when you catch a fucking mean left across your goddamn nose and it fucking caves your shit in, don't come running, you know? Hey, if someone's being disrespectful, all right? I'm not condoning hitting someone, but I do know if I'm out there being disrespectful, me getting either my shit rocked or slapped the fuck out of is a fair assessment of what might happen to me that day. Or I might just get shot. So in general, I try not to go out and be a fucking asshole to people. All right, just, you know, or you can go and have no accountability, say, you know, or you can go be Captain Save-A-Hole like that. If I see you laying some hands on a woman. All right, so this woman could pull a knife, stab this guy, say, I'm going to kill you and your baby. Goes home and tries to get the baby to kill him, and you grab that bitch by the neck, and this man's going to come up and shoot you and knock you in the head and do all this different shit trying to be Captain Save-A-Hole. I sincerely hope any guy that does that, you just deserve to be smoked. All right, you deserve the Lord's judgment. All right, you're going to try to be Captain Save-A-Hole to some random woman you don't even know what's going on in a situation you don't know. It's sticking your head in business where it don't need to be at. Then you need to get deleted. All right, and then the Lord's going to delete you. All right, because it's just, you know, mind your business. All right, mind your own business. So Isaiah 32:9 through 20. It says, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And here's the big part right here. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. And a teat is, you know, that's a tit. All right, when you suckling on a tit, like, you know, with your mama. All right, and that's really safety if you really want to get down to it. A safe situation. All right, lament for the teats. You know, the nourishment and the safety. All right, it says for the pleasant fields and the fruitful vine. It's like it for the fruitful vine. It says, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, ye upon all the houses. It's like it, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city. Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the city shall be left, and forts and towers shall be for dens forever, a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks, until the Spirit be poured upon us from on high, and the wilderness be a fruitful field, and the fruitful field be counted for a forest. All right, so going back up, you know, and this is what's going to happen, all right? You're going to be, can we please just go back to how it was? Nope, too late. Too late. So let's get the Good News Translation, see what it says here. Same scriptures. It says judgment and restoration. It says, you women who live in, this is the Good News Translation, I can't remember if I said that or not, but you women who live an easy life, free from worries, listen to what I am saying. You may be satisfied now, but this time next year you will be in despair because there will be no grapes for you to gather. You have been living an easy life, free from worries, but now tremble with fear. Strip off your clothes and tie rags around your waist. Beat your breasts in grief because the fertile fields and the vineyards have been destroyed. There we are. And thorn bushes and briars are growing on my people's lands. Weep for all the houses where people were happy and for the city that was full of life. Even the palace will be abandoned and the capital city totally deserted. Homes and forts that guarded them will be ruins forever. Wild donkeys that roam there and sheep will find pasture there. But once more Yahweh will send us his spirit. The wasteland will become fertile. The fields will produce rich crops. Everywhere in the land righteousness and justice will be done. Because everyone will do what is right, there will be peace and security forever. So, in God 18, Yahweh's people will be free from worries and their homes peaceful and safe. So, and of course, you know, this is going to be for a time and a moment. I mean, you women are going to, once we're in the kingdom, we're going to be in all of us are going to be in a changed mind. That goes for you women too. But you women right now, You know, you're getting ready to go into the verse 11. You have been living an easy life, free from worries, but now tremble with fear. There you go. So that's what you're coming into. All right, you've been having an easy life right now. It's getting to the point of Jacob. We're already in Jacob's trouble. We're waiting for it to kick off even more. Okay, and we'll know when it's about. We'll know when that time is with the mark of the beast, and then the war. After that, the war, and then after the war, World War III, we're right out. All right, World War III is Yahushai's war. Okay, that's the war. He's going to be the leading charge, the victor. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, he's going to be the winner. Okay, so 1 Timothy 2:12, it reads, "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence." Here's the tagline right here. We use this also for the first part where it talks about, a woman not teaching a man, but also not usurping authority over a man. Women are not to be usurping authority. Usurp means to take wrongfully. You don't have authority over the man, all right? The man is over the woman, and the woman is under the man, all right? There's several Bible verses that talk about it. I have lessons on my page. The other brothers have lessons on their page, all right, that are teaching, So, it's simple, all right? Wives, are to be subject unto their husbands, okay? But look what subject is. Look what, that goes back to submission, all right? Esau, if you look it up, subject just means slave, which I mean, in a sense, yes, all right? But the term slave has been completely changed from, what it really means at the end of the day. There's many different meanings. There's different forms and types of slaves. And, essentially you are likened to slaves, all right? Which is a slave is all slave is a servant, okay? So that's that, okay? Slave, if you go and look up what slave is, slave, okay? Legally owned, forced to work against their will and denied basic human rights, often serving under complete domination. Domination. Now, this isn't, that's one form of slave. Okay, but there's, different versions of slavery. An individual held in forced servitude and often treated as property, all right? And that is true. And what else do we have? Against their will. It's not necessarily against their will. It's that their will is to be, unto a man. And it's really not about her will or my will or any of our wills. It's about Yahweh Shem Yahushai's will. So you can, if you really want to do it, you can consider us as slaves to Yahweh Shem Yahushai if you really wanted to, because if you're going off the basis of, it's someone that is serving someone that, and they, are not allowed to act out of their own will. Well, then I guess we would be defined by slaves in that, because we are commanded under Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The women are commanded to be in obedience to men, but we are commanded to be in obedience unto Him, okay, the Father and the Son. So if you want to get that, but there's different forms of slavery, all right, and of course modern definitions don't really, they're not all encompassing. But anyway, Ephesians 5:15, it says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." And that's where we're going to close out with it. But right there, that shows you that, you gotta, be aware of the times that you're in, man. We're in evil days, okay? So really, all things considered, you got off easy, because that man could have pulled out a machete and whacked you right across your shit, all right? Or he could have hit you with some brass knuckles, or he could have hit you with a hammer, or he could have choked you out, or he could have shot you, or he could have, done a million things, okay? So be circumspect, and circumspect means wary and unwilling to take risks. I'm not going to argue with nobody in a gas station, all right? No thank you. No bueno, no good, all right? Not going to do it, all right? I don't know about you, but I value making it home, right? At least, Lord willing. So I don't have time to get in an argument at a gas station that may result in me losing my life because I wanted to argue over some petty bullshit, all right? It's stupid. It's stupid. But the women, again, they have no accountability, and they're also not circumspect, and they're not used to the seeing the repercussion of their actions, okay? But we're coming to a time now where you're going to start seeing them. So that's the lesson. All right, just a little short one, I say, as we probably went 15 minutes or more. But yeah, Lord willing, it was edifying. You women out there, the women that are watching this, y'all are going to be fine, Lord willing, because you're watching this. You're obviously in the right place. But, you women out there that aren't in this truth yet, under Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you don't know you're a Hebrew Israelite, start watching the videos and, pray and repent and stay out of that wild-ass fucking wildebeest lifestyle. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. All right, there's going to be a lot of things that there's going to be women trying to say, oh, don't go around those Hebrew Israelites. Look, we love our women, all right, but you guys have a job just as much as we have a job, okay? And we are in servitude to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you're in servitude to us in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But a lot of women in the world, see, they're mad. They don't want you to get something that they can't have. They don't want you to have eternal life. They don't want you to have a man. All right, see, that man's over you, and you have another man, God, over you and all that. They're going to do all that because, really, they're just mad because they don't have it. Okay, we have Yahweh Shem Yahushai over us. All right, you know, these women like to complain, oh, I don't want no man over me. Well, we got a man over us. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, well, two men. All right, the Father and the Son. And so, what's one more man over you, right? You women, right? Your man is the Lord over you, and then of course, above all is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So that's not, you have someone over you. Well, we have someone over us, all right? You don't see us complaining like that, but it's because these women out there, you women that that this resonates with, don't listen to those wildebeests of the women of the world, because a lot of those women are single and they stay single. All right, because nobody wants to be with them, and they're mad, and they don't want you to have a better situation than them. That's jealousy, all right? Jealousy, okay? And then if you do it, they'll stop hanging around you. Why? Because they're mad, all right? And they can stay mad, all right? Let them be big mad while you're over here big glad through Yahweh Shem Yahushai with a husband that's taking care of you, all right? To the best of his ability that he can in this society, all right? Not all of us can provide to the level that we want to provide because Esau society is all fucked up. All right, some of us got to be living with other people, having roommates and all this shit, and and we'd like to all have our own, have our own place and all this, and probably a dog and all these, these different things. But many children, but in this society, everything's, can't afford for yourselves. Damn you, I'd like kids, but I'm not having them in this society. I mean, Lord willing. I mean, if it happened, it happened. But I won't want to bring them in the society as it is, because I can't barely afford myself kids and. Then you gotta, watch over them, not being indoctrinated and led into idolatry and all these different other things. It's just another stress on you when you could be focusing on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So ain't that some shit in a society where you can't even, they become such a grievance with kids that you can't even have them. You can't even have something as a kid. And having kids is a good thing. The Lord said, "Be fruitful and multiply," but. The society where they made it, everything's completely outrageous, all right? All the things that they put for kids are all poisoned, all the foods and drinks and stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're going to close out, but anyway, man, we'll be out of this place soon, Lord willing. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak B'dash. Shalom. Until next one, Lord willing.